I would have thought the life that I'm living now, I would have done this maybe 20 years out from now when I retire,
Uh-huh.
right? I would have thought that it's like, all right, I'm done with, you know, everything. I just want to travel and this is going to be my plan for retirement. But after my grandmother passed, she was 90 years old.
Your
She,
grandmother raised you, right?
no, she didn't raise me, but she was
Okay.
very active in my life.
Okay.
And we were very close. Smart woman, very witty, sarcastic, all of these things. So a lot of her qualities I got from her. And when she passed at 90 years old, I found out that she had never left. She never left the UPN.
Mm.
So here I am telling myself that this particular life that I want and these adventures and these places that I want to see, I would wait. And my grandma waited to 90. She still hasn't seen these things. You know what I mean? So I felt like I owed it to myself to live the life that I want to live right now. I want to walk in it right now, whatever that looks like. So I have to figure those things out and kind of feel what that would feel like. But I knew that I won't live in this life, but I just thought that I had to do it in such a traditional way. You
Yeah.
know, I didn't create a safety blanket for myself. I got rid of a lot of things. The house that I was living in before, 4-bedroom house. I don't have any kids. I didn't have like nothing in this space. I lived alone. So I'm furnishing these empty rooms. I'm always preparing for somebody else and saying, okay, this is going to be the guest room if I have any guests. This is going to be the that. So it's like, what am I doing for me? And not do
Mm.
that I'm going to be on.
Mm. In keeping with that 20-year theme, uh, what belief did you have when you was 20 that life proved you wrong today?
That people care about what you have going on. And because of their care and their obligations to you, that, that people don't care what you have going on, no matter what you believe. So whether that's a good or a bad thing, if you believe that they care for you and they're going to be there with you and all of that, that's really not true. If you believe that they care about these things that you're kind of indecisive about, like a lot of my decision making was based on people pleasing, family members, and maybe I'm not going to do this because I want to make sure I set this up for this. I'm the oldest. I don't
Yeah.
have siblings, so it always was about somebody else. So for me now, I think I was proved wrong because I had to start to prioritize myself. I'm not saying it in a negative way, but it's like, what did you want out of life? And now that I understand those things, I won't get so caught up in the perception that other people have. Because they really don't care. Everybody really live their own lives.
Mhm. I heard you in an interview talking about Betty Wright.
Yeah.
You
But it
know,
breaks my heart, baby.
mine too.
Yeah.
I redid her song "Cleanup Woman,"
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And didn't you say something? Did you say something about she prayed for you or something?
Yeah, she did. So there was a point in time there was an A&R who signed me, and he asked me who were some of my favorite artists, and I told him that I named that right, just naming a few. He was very shocked by it, but I guess he had a relationship with her. So in his effort to kind of sway me into side with them, he called me back the next day and he said, and I feel like it kind of backfired on him because of this, but I later found out that she was very independent. She was very headstrong and proud of her independence and running her record label and all these things. So she asked me, could she pray for me? And when she prayed for me, she started to say in her prayer, like, I want you to watch over her. And if this isn't the right decision for her, I want her to be able to, feel this for herself and see if this is the right decision. If she want to step and fucking with this label. And she was saying things that, of course, I had already been pondering. But after that prayer, I gave it more thought, and I was like, I actually don't want to do this with these people. So I was grateful for that prayer because what turned out with them, well, of course, I didn't have the tools at the seat, but I'm grateful that I didn't. That it was.
So you've been doing your thing alone for a long time, and you haven't really had the benefit of living the princess life, right? Yeah, because because you have to, you've been fending for yourself for a long time, right? Do you ever wish that you could actually fall back and not have to worry about doing so much on your own, that you had, more help from a man?
You know, not necessarily. Not necessarily because the things I do, I'm not caught by force. Like I enjoy nothing. I'm single, like it's not an issue. So I don't feel like I'm at a loss. I don't I would feel like there's a missing piece of my life that can be filled by another person. I built my bag by myself, and I'm not saying like men try to sit there, but I do certain things because I enjoy them. There's so many, and some men in general that believe in these genders and believe that a man tried to sleep with some girl. I feel like having a man in my life, we gonna fix so well in a certain way that it's just gonna feel like a bonus, you know. It's gonna feel like an addiction. I will feel like an addiction to his life as well. So just imagine you gonna have a woman in your life, right? But you're hungry, you still want to eat. You're still gonna eat. You're gonna get some food. You're gonna figure it out. You have that role if she likes to cook and all of that. She likes to
That's the bonus.
That's the bonus.
Uh,
But you're gonna eat regardless. And that's how I feel. So the things that I need for my life and to keep me happy, I'm gonna get that regardless because that's what I need for my only survival. And I'm not fending for myself. I'm just living my life and I'm creating the life that I want.
what's the painful experience that you went through yourself that you hope that other women don't have to deal with?
Um, oh, a pain that I've experienced that I wish no one has to deal with is there was a point in time where I felt like I was experiencing depression, but because I had always been so high functioning, I didn't even recognize it in myself. I still was moving, but I was moving on autopilot. And I realized that I was basing decisions from the perspective of somebody who was just trying to make it to another day, you know? And I wish no one has to experience that, you know?